ceremony here. Larry's the president of the board. So Larry, here you go.
Thank you all very much for coming out today. This is a special time. I don't think we could be blessed with better weather. Those of you who lived in Texas for a while know it can get really dicey at the end of March, and we are truly blessed today with what we've been given with regard to this weather. So grateful, very, very grateful for that. I'd be remiss if I didn't spend some time thanking all of our people who make this happen, make this day possible. So if the wind will allow me, I see why Chuck had a clipboard. First, let me thank the parents. I think it's very important that you parents have entrusted your children to us, the members of the board, all of these volunteer coaches who come out here and spend the next 2 months working very closely with your boys and girls. We're very blessed and very happy and thankful that you've entrusted your most precious commodity to us, and we're going to do everything we can to help them not only become better baseball players, but also better citizens, better kids. There's nothing better than to learn what it means to become a part of a team. It's also an opportunity in baseball. It's a very unique sport that gives you a chance to have some individual opportunities for contribution to a team. So I personally, I may be a little bit biased, but I think baseball is probably one of the greatest sports that there is out there from a standpoint of individual development and learning a little bit of little lessons about life as they get up and grow and become young boys and girls. So thank you again for that opportunity and entrusting us to do that. With that said, I just want to say one thing that at one point I really want to drive home for everybody that I think is very important. I read a book a long time ago by one of the world's leading sports psychologists, and he was actually the sports psychologist for the Atlanta Braves back in the days of Glavine, Maddox, and Smoltz, and he worked with Bobby Cox and that team. And for those of you who follow baseball know what that team was all about. He said something that was very interesting to me one time when I had the pleasure of having dinner with him. Is he said that until boys and girls get to about 12, 13 years old, they're playing for you. They're not playing for themselves. They are not at a point of where they are out there looking for individual achievement. They are looking to make mom, dad, their fellow teammates happy and pleased with their performance. And I want you guys to all think about that, because they're here for you and to make you happy. So no matter what happens out there on this field of competition, real important to always positively enforce the effort put forth and what they've accomplished that day, regardless of the score, regardless of the individual performance. So I just ask you guys to all keep that in mind. I think that's very, very important for these young boys and girls. So, thank you. I want to thank our board members with TCRBA. You have 17 volunteers who have just put their heart and soul, oftentimes take some time away from their own families, their own boys and girls who are playing sports, to come to board meetings, to come to council meetings, to get together so we can plan and bring together this organization. There's a lot of stuff logistically that goes on behind the scenes, and I want to thank all 17 of them for their efforts. The cities of Roanoke and Trophy Club. We work very closely with the Parks and Recreation departments of the cities of Trophy Club and Roanoke. They have done a phenomenal job in supporting us. Behind you, behind the splash park, is our brand new $4 million athletic complex for the town of Trophy Club that many of you went out and voted for a bond for last year. And I can tell you, you will be very, very, very proud of that facility when it's complete. Due to be done by September 1st, if Mother Nature cooperates. I can tell you by the fall baseball season next year, if not midway, if not the beginning of the season, by the end of the season, we will be playing games on some of the nicest baseball fields you'll have ever seen youth baseball. So thank you all for your support in making that happen. I want to thank Byron Nelson High School. Their support has been phenomenal. Coach Killian, the boys who are out here today, I think it's quite a thrill for some of these young baseball players to aspire to someday be over there with Byron Nelson playing on this field in competition with these young men. And Coach Killian, thank you very much for your support in coming out. Thank the Booster Club. Thank the cheerleaders who will be doing some face painting later. And Coach Killian, we're going to do our best to turn over some really good baseball players to you here in a couple of years. Some more years than others. Last and not least, before I turn the microphone over to our honored guests, I just want to highlight a few upcoming events. Our pitch, hit, and run contest is sponsored by the town of Trophy Club. It's kind of regional, where if your son or daughter does real well, they move up to the next region. It's a really neat thing. One year we had a young man go all the way to the state finals in the pitch, hit, and run contest. That'll take place from 9 to 12 on April 2nd here at Independence Park. We've scheduled games around that, so we'd love to have you sign up. Just go to the Town of Trophy Club website. TCRBA Day at TTU. Special thanks to David Johnson, our TCU alumnus. They're playing Air Force on April 3rd. We have discount tickets. Some proceeds come back to the league. It's a great thrill for the boys and girls. They get to go out on the field, stand next to the players during the national anthem. Great time if you haven't been to a TCU baseball game. April 11th, we have a skills clinic. The board has got together this year, and in an effort to try to enhance the overall skills of all the kids, we volunteered to do some individual skills clinics. So there'll be one from 5:30 to 7 here, April 11th. And then last but not least, on April 16th and 17th, TCRBA Day at the Dr. Pepper Ballpark in Arlington. That is a big event. The kids love it. And we'll make sure to have you there. We are blessed this year to have every age group. I think with the exception of U14, unfortunately, that field's too small. But all the way up through U12, we'll be playing a game at the Dr. Pepper Ballpark. So many thanks again to your board members for making that happen. So without further ado, we're going to wrap this up, and we're going to get out here. Two of our very esteemed and honored guests today, Mayor Connie White from the town of Trophy Club, and the Parks Director of the City of Roanoke, Mr. Ronnie Angel. They're going to say a few words and then throw out the first pitch.